Hi, everybody.
Hi, my little Yulia.
Wow. Welcome to Precarious Pixels, and welcome to Bob's Crazy Train.
Well, we were talking about Dark Souls. It's not a big deal.
No, I have no idea what he's talking about.
If they play Dark Souls, they know that.
He was not talking about Dark Souls before this.
No, I was just talking about Yulia.
No, I don't know who that is.
Yulia Louis-Dreyfus, of course.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Love Vern Veep.
Yep. She was great in whatever else she did other than Seinfeld. An episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, probably.
She did The Adventures of Old Christine or something like that, right? I don't know. She had her own. She had several.
Was that her or Christina Applegate?
No. That was a different one.
Oh yeah, that was like Samantha Who or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. I think it was called like The New Adventures of Old Christine. But this is a show that nobody's watching because it obviously failed. I think it made maybe 1 or 2 seasons, but.
You think there was an Adventures of Old Christine before the New Adventures?
No, there wasn't.
That's a shame. It seems like a missed opportunity. Maybe they'll do a prequel series.
Maybe. So, welcome to Precarious Pixels, where you waste all your time talking about shows that aren't relevant anymore. My name is Tim, and with me, as always, is Yulia.
I'm Yulia.
This is
Or Bob.
Or Bob.
My legal name, I guess.
Yes.
It's neither of those.
Yulia sounds like a Russian name.
It does.
You know what also is Russian?
Seems like you're Russian into something, am I right?
I might be. Back in the USSR.
That's true.
How lucky you are.
So, Anna came out in theaters.
We're both a little bit tired.
Yes.
It's been a long week. Some of us might not have slept.
Some of us might not have, that's true. I don't actually, did you sleep? You haven't.
I slept, but I got up early, and it's been a longer day.
I bet I got up earlier.
I think you did.
So Anna came out, and that's a new Luc Besson film, and if you haven't seen a Luc Besson film...
Who are you?
Why are you here?
Kill yourself.
Wow!
No, I'm kidding.
Kill yourself, says Tim.
I'm kidding. You should never do that. And if you feel any of those feelings, you should contact somebody immediately.
Yeah, but not Tim.
That's
clearly.
Right. That'll be the first. That's the first question I ask when I answer the phone. Have you seen the Luc Besson film?
Yeah.
You're a horrible person.
Anyway, so Anna came out, and it's awesome.
Yes.
And it is like the other side of a coin to a movie like Atomic Blonde.
Right.
Is what I would say. Whereas Atomic Blonde is very much about... the problem I have with that movie, and I love that movie, I love the action in the movie, I love the people in the movie, like, it's cool.
Right.
But I had a feeling the entire time I was watching it, and this movie was made by somebody who feels that they're too cool for the room.
Oh, really?
Did you see it or no?
Atomic Blonde? I don't think I've seen all of it, but most of it.
And there's some great action. Like, there's some really cool stuff, but it's just very visceral. It's like in-your-face action, and it's like... But it's also... When it's there, it's just like... It's the 80s chic. It's like all this whatever, and she's just like... Everything she says, it's like... You could tell that Charlize Theron's character, whose name I'm blanking on in the film, I know it's not Atomic.
It's not Atomic Blonde. I can't think of it right now, but yeah.
But she's James Bond, right? When James Bond talks to somebody, he seems like he feels that he's above them.
Okay.
Right? And that's the way the movie just felt. Everybody in that movie seemed like they were trying to be above their station.
Okay.
And some of them are just thugs, right? But somehow they're above everybody else in the film.
Yeah.
And Anna is not that. So Anna is very the professional.
Yeah. Or I would say, like the way you were talking about it, sounds like a more of an update, modern-esque La Femme Nikita.
Yeah, it's definitely that. I mean, it's Luc Besson who made La Femme Nikita, and
right.
If you haven't seen that, you might have seen the American remake, which is Point of No Return,
which is a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, It's actually a shame that Bridget Fonda kind of disappeared, because she was awesome in the action movies she made.
Yeah, and she came back for Kiss of the Dragon.
Yeah, which was another Luc Besson film.
Did very well.
I don't know where she is now.
Maybe she's just, taking her time, chooses her roles wherever.
Maybe
Quentin Tarantino hasn't called her up.
Maybe not yet.
Not yet.
Was she in any of his stuff?
She was in the
Oh yeah, Jackie Brown, of course, yeah. Yeah, but that's weird, right? She didn't seem much older then.
Yeah.
It's not like she aged 100 years and people don't want to cast her. I don't understand it.
And even if she did, she could get roles.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga does it all the time.
I don't know why you keep going on about her.
Because she aged 100 years.
She's a lovely woman. No.
I'm sure she's awesome.
No? We just saw her in Godzilla King of the Monsters. She looked great.
Yeah.
She looked fantastic. I couldn't believe
they got her to run that far without her walker.
You're ageist?
I'm not ageist.
So ageist.
I just thought it was a weird thing with her in particular.
No.
Maybe she just started when she was 60 and they had really good makeup.
Oh, you're awful. She's a wonderful actress.
I recommend that anybody goes out there and just watches a clip from The Departed with Vera Farmiga, and then watches a clip with Up in the Air, or from Up in the Air. And you tell me what happened in that 1 year or 2 year span.
No, I think she kind of looks the same in there. I've seen both those films. She looks fine.
No. Maybe they just didn't use makeup in the one.
Who knows?
Anyway, we're off the rails.
We're way off.
You know who uses makeup? Models.
Yes, they do.
So Anna's this movie about a girl that she's down on her luck. She's into some really bad stuff, and she's given a choice to work for the KGB or not live.
Right.
And she takes the choice and ends up working for the KGB.
Right.
Who is her boss, or kind of her handler?
Yeah.
I guess is the guy whose name I'm blanking
Helen
on.
Mirren?
No, that's her handler's boss.
Oh, okay.
Her handler is Owen Shaw from Fast and Furious, whose name I'm blanking on right now. Dracula Untold.
It's Mark Evans, or no, it's not Mark.
It's not.
I forget. It's like he's been in a lot of stuff. He's Bard the Bowman.
He is Bard the Bowman.
And The Hobbit.
But he's Dracula Untold. Is his most important role.
Yes.
I like to think. Anyway,
that was when they were trying to still do their Dark Universe stuff.
That wasn't. That was before that. That had nothing.
It was part of it.
No way.
Yes.
You can't retcon that.
No. Remember at the very end? That was going to be the whole thing. They were going to all team up for that evil other vampire. That was the whole thing. I guarantee it.
Maybe.
I guarantee it.
Luke Evans.
Thank you.
Name.
Mark Evans. I was close. Mark Luke.
So Luke Evans is her handler, and then she ends up working with him and Helen Mirren, and there's some stuff that happens, and I'm not going to say too much, but they don't have her doing good stuff. It's not like she's just placing wiretaps. Like she's given jobs where she has to take people out, infiltrate, and get rid of problem customers.
Mm-hmm.
And
customers.
Yeah.
They're not going to be repeat customers.
Not some of them.
No.
Not the one in that restaurant. But it's just great action, which is kind of a staple of Luc Besson. And
yes.
I think that's actually a thing I was thinking about with him, is while his style changes in some regards,
okay,
I feel like his action is different in almost every film.
Yeah, I can see that.
And now that I'm thinking about it, like, he didn't direct all of his movies.
No, and he produces quite a bit of them.
He produces a lot, he writes a lot.
Right.
And movies you wouldn't think would even need a writer.
Right.
I'm sorry, but did the Transporter 3 really...
Yeah, I know.
Did it need a writer?
He was trying
Jason Statham drives fast.
That's right. And he kicks a lot of people in the face.
He does, and sometimes he douses himself in oil and slides around on the ground. And
Still one of my favorite action scenes in any movie.
It is awesome.
It's amazing.
He flips a car upside down and removes a bomb from it with a hook from a crane.
That's right.
That's another great scene. That's Transporter 2.
Yes.
In case you're keeping track.
That's when that that woman, I forget, isn't like there's like an evil...
There's an evil assassin in that one.
Yeah.
Transporter 3 has T-Bag from Prison Break trying to kill him.
Okay.
And he's trying to take out a Russian girl, I think she's Russian.
Okay.
Who has way too many freckles.
Okay.
Like, it's a ridiculous amount of freckles. It's actually distracting the whole movie.
Were you counting them?
My opinion is that if they're on your lip, they're not freckles anymore.
No, they're freckles. Some people just have freckles in odd places.
Well, you know.
It's only humans, sir.
It is. We're all humans.
That's right. We're all people.
Says Tim.
You're going to have that on my tombstone. We're all people.
Anyway, so Anna gets really mad. She hurts a lot of people.
Yes.
And then action ensues and plot.
Yes.
It's really worth a look. I think it's Atomic Blonde without having to feel like it's a slog. I also felt Atomic Blonde was a little slow in spots. I didn't feel that with this.
Okay.
And there's twists and, because spy movie.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be underrated, and I don't think it's going to get any money at the box office.
No, I'm sure it's not.
It's the worst time to come out.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. But it probably didn't cost much.
No. Because what else has she been in?
I have never seen this girl before.
Okay. So she could be like maybe a whole new, like somebody they found.
For all I know, she could be a Russian megastar.
Okay.
But I've never seen her before.
Okay.
And the rest of the cast, all her other characters that are in it, so Helen Mirren,
Mark Evans,
Luke Evans, and Cillian Murphy.
Right.
All, pretty famous. Cillian Murphy being Scarecrow.
That's right.
Not Batman.
He was Batman.
Nope.
Yep.
He was one of the few actors to be in all three, though.
Yeah. Other than Batman.
Yeah, other than Batman and
Alfred.
Michael Caine.
Sure. Commissioner Gordon.
They're all just their legal names now.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman, also a repeat offender with Luc Besson. The Fifth Element and The Professional.
Yeah. I love him in both of those.
Yeah, he is. He was Dracula once.
Everybody! He was Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula. You know who else was in that? Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves. Best actor.
Yeah.
In that movie. It's weird. When did he stop being a joke? I feel like it was John Wick 1.
No, I mean, I don't think he's ever...
No, he was a joke.
He was a joke for a little while, but honestly, think about it. He wasn't a joke around Speed.
Yeah, but then...
He wasn't a joke around The Matrix.
No, he definitely was.
No, he was not.
Whoa, was the biggest joke of all time.
It was a joke, but that movie wasn't a joke.
How about the second one?
Second one was fine?
Yeah, how about the third one?
So it was okay?
No. How about the game? How about the game?
The game. Oh, and the game. You're talking about the
Enter
game.
the Matrix?
Enter the Matrix. Yeah, that had some problems. But you know what? As a movie tie-in game, I've seen a lot worse. Go play any of the Lord of the Rings, the ones based around the movie. I'm not talking about those ones. Based on the movies. Like if you played Return...
Are you talking The Two Towers? The Two Towers is amazing. I want another Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
No, get out of here.
For real?
No. I say no.
Bet me.
Say the name.
I'm actually ashamed to say that I think EA gave up the rights to those games. That was Pandemic.
Was it?
I believe so. I know they made the War in the North, I think.
Okay.
Which was the one that they tried to continue after this. They stopped making the movies. I feel like Pandemic. Yeah, I could be wrong about the studio on those.
Yeah.
Anyway, Keanu Reeves was a joke for the longest time, and Tim is unwilling to admit it.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He was Bill and Ted.
He's been 3 different memes.
That's what a good actor is. An influential actor. That Super Bowl commercial he made, hilarious.
I'm not saying he makes bad movies. I'm just saying he wasn't a very good actor.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, in Dracula, he wasn't a very convincing Englishman.
Okay, yes, he was not.
Can we agree about that at least?
We can agree about that. But actually, really married to Winona Ryder during that scene. Had a full Catholic wedding. And actually got married.
I didn't know he was married to her.
He wasn't. It's not like they were married, but the priest actually married them. But it's like the whole scene, they did a full Catholic wedding.
Why?
I don't know idea.
What's wrong with Coppola?
I have no idea. But Winona Ryder, I think they both talked about it. Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves said, it's like, yeah, we were kind of married in that movie by a real Catholic priest. Coppola was like, we're making this real Dracula. Don't forget your hairpiece.
Oh my god.
Oh, now that was made fun of a lot.
Well, that movie is probably one of the most, I would say, of the time.
Yeah.
Was that late 90s? Or early 90s or late 80s?
I think it was it was 90s. Definitely 90s.
It had to be early 90s then.
I think, like mid to early 90s. But
that had to be one of the most visually striking movies
of the
time.
Incredible.
Like and then you look at the other movie that came out around the same time, which was similar origins, which was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
And that is like the most Earth. It's very realistic in that in almost everything except for, of course, the monster. And then
it's De Niro, isn't it?
Yeah, that's De Niro, and that's Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Branagh.
And I forget, is that the one with, that's not the one with Julia Roberts.
No, that one had I think that was the first movie that I saw Tim Burton's wife in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're married.
No, probably not at that time.
I don't know if they ever married.
They did.
Are they actually married, or are they just weird together?
I have no idea.
They're emo together, that's what they do.
They're super emo together.
They just walk around. They have special nights where they just run around and chase each other with scissors on their hands.
Yes. They try to make ice sculptures.
They do. Everything, all the architecture in their house is like curved. Like They all look like Fibonacci spirals.
Yes. All right.
It's a little black and white for no reason.
But back to Keanu Reeves. Good man.
He's never done a Tim Burton thing, has he?
I don't think so.
Anyway. Yeah, so Keanu Reeves is a good man. He's known for a lot of action movies.
Yes, he is.
Like Anna. I'd recommend Anna. I guess is where we're going with this.
Out of all of Luc Besson's movies, where does it rank?
It's definitely top 3. I would say...
Oh, really?
Nah. No, that's tough. It might be top 5.
Okay.
So I would say...
He's made a lot.
He has made a lot.
So Valerian, number 1.
Valerian's not number 1.
Number 2, Valerian.
You know what my problem is? There's movies that I can watch with him that he's made 100 times. I could probably watch them. And, and not mind having
I still watch Fifth Element. It's an amazing movie.
And they might not be as good. Right? This movie might not be as good as some of those. So, like, the Taken.
Yeah.
I don't think is as good as this movie, but I'd probably watch this Taken again. Like, I could probably watch that movie twice in a week and not mind.
Right.
Because I want to see Liam Neeson get his revenge.
Yeah.
Same thing with her. But I feel like Anna is just a better movie. It's almost like he spent 30 years, probably, honing his craft. And this is what resulted in it. And then 2 years ago, he had Valerian, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
But you know what? I feel like he was trying to recapture what he had with The Fifth Element. And I know a lot of people it is true, Fifth Element is ripped off from another thing, but the guy who he ripped that off from did actually work on the movie, so it's kind of a weird thing with that. But I think he was probably trying to recapture that, what he was trying to do with The Fifth Element, and he took it from another property that he thought would translate well, but it just isn't the same.
I mean, the people he cast.
Well, not even the people he cast. I actually recently picked up some Valerian just to see what it is. and it is comedic, but also it's not. I don't know. I just don't think it was like it's not the same feel as this. Like this is a much different kind of movie he made with Valerian.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Anna, good.
Anna is really good. It's top 5.
Okay.
So I mean, rounding it out, you gotta have professional.
Oh, of course.
And then I'm gonna go out on a limb here and change it up on you. La Femme Nikita. And then I'm gonna go Fifth Element. Taken. And then this.
Okay.
That might be my 5. But
More
I don't
than
know.
Transporter?
Yeah, because Transporter, the action's cool. The plot is weak in all of them, right?
True.
I mean, there's a kidnapped girl in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
Jason Statham is awesome.
Of course.
But that's pretty much it. I mean, you just get to see Jason Statham beating up stuff. I'm going to be able to do that with The Rock. I have the ultimate combination in like 2 months.
I know. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I wish I could buy tickets now.
Theaters are going to explode.
They will.
They're going to start calling movies Statham Rockbusters. Instead of Blockbusters.
I can't wait. I really can't because it will be amazing.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for the press junkets where like the giant man that is The Rock will have to sit next to the tiny man that is Jason Statham. Great actor. I love him.
Is he that short?
I think he's not like super tall. Like he's an okay, like he's not like a short guy, but he's not like Tom Cruise size. But next to
he's not pocket size.
He's not pocket size. But compared to The Rock, who is a mountain of man.
Yeah, he breaks cast by flexing.
That's right. And you know what? Totally a real cast.
Yeah, okay.
He really picks up machine guns.
Is that the worst looking CG in that movie? I think it might be.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What is with The Rock and having bad CG associated with him?
I don't know. Well, Rampage, he didn't have bad CG. That's not too bad.
But, I mean, one of his first cinematic experiences, like his first named role, I would say.
Oh, Scorpion King.
Yeah, and that's probably the worst CG.
Well, not in the movie The Scorpion King that he was, like the CG of him.
Returns, yeah.
The Mummy Returns, where it's like him as the Scorpion King. Me and Jamie were actually talking about this. It's like, no, The Rock wasn't until like the third one. I was like, no, he was in the second one.
Yeah.
And that CG looks bad.
It looked really bad.
It looked worse than the CG in the first one. The CG in the first one was like passable on some things.
The CG in the first one was revolutionary at the time.
At the time, exactly. At the time,
for how good it looked.
Yeah.
The Mummy Returns, everything except for the Scorpion King looks good.
Yeah.
All the mummies in that London chase scene in the beginning look great.
Oh yeah. No, those are fine.
And they're CG.
Yeah, but that's also a shot at night. But like when you do the Scorpion King and he's half scorpion and
half king.
And
all the
rock. It's not. It's. I don't think it's even. It's funny. It's just like The Rock. The only part that he's actually in is like the beginning, like prologue part.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we just scan your face. We'll just put it on this weird scorpion monstrosity."
How did they end up making another one after that? Like, how did they make a Scorpion King film with? Them?
It was.
I get another mummy movie with a Chinese mummy.
Well, they did like 2 more mummy movies, right?
What?
I thought there was another one.
No, there was Mummy Returns, and then Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
I thought there was one more after that.
No, there was the Tom Cruise thing, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
That's the Dark Universe.
That's the reboot.
Starring Luke Evans, apparently.
Yes. And I don't know. I'm just saying, but the Scorpion King. I remember seeing the Scorpion King in theater. It was fun. It was like a Conan movie.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
I'm not saying it shouldn't have been made. I'm just saying, how did they get the okay?
Well, they were probably already shooting it.
Probably. I feel like Universal is that studio that makes really rough decisions.
They take some risks, but then we wouldn't have Fast and Furious.
No, we would have. Because that cost probably nothing. The first one probably.
The first one wasn't. Yeah.
All they had to pay for was the "Are you about a size 14" guy, Ted Levine.
Oh, really?
He was in the first one.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, who was the most expensive actor at the time in that film? Maybe Michelle Rodriguez, actually.
Yeah. Well, no. What was she doing before that?
Girl Fight and Resident Evil, or maybe Resident Evil came right after.
I think Resident Evil came after.
Then it's Girl Fight.
Girl Fight.
So she was nominated.
Girl Fight wasn't huge,
but she was nominated for awards for it.
Right.
And to have her take the step from that to
was Girl Fight before that?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then she became Letty for 6 out of 8 movies or whatever.
Yeah. Thought she was dead? Nope. Spoiler alert.
She's never gonna die.
They're unkilled. Nobody loses a fight. Nobody loses a fight.
None of the mains.
That's right. It's always a draw.
Or somebody interrupts and they get beat up. Oh my god, the shootout with the baby in the 8th one.
Oh man.
With Charlize Theron?
Yeah. In a submarine?
No, in the airplane.
No, I thought the airplane was the 7th one.
No. There's a submarine and an airplane in the 8th one.
I don't know. See, it starts to blend together after a while. Sorry.
That's because the 8th one is the introduction of the son or daughter. Vin Diesel's rescuing the baby.
Right. Okay.
And it's actually not him, it's Statham that's rescuing the baby. Because Vin Diesel's submarine, he's punching a submarine.
That's right. He punched the submarine.
Which is a shame too, because all that ham went to waste.
Yeah.
Punched a whole submarine sandwich.
It's a terrible joke.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I figured
But we were talking about The Rock and then Statham. Let's get back on point here.
Okay, The Rock and Statham would have made a great team.
Yes.
Instead of the cast of Men in Black International.
That actually, I would watch that movie. That would be a great... They just did Hobbs and Shaw, but it's like, Hobbs and Shaw, we have a secret organization we need to talk to you about. Just because remember they were talking about doing it with 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Like Men in Black crossover.
Yeah, how was that a thing?
I have no idea.
That's a risk they didn't take that I wanted to see.
Yeah. That would have been an interesting whatever it would have been. But if they were just like, Hobbs and Shaw, we need you to save the planet.
Hobbs and Shaw should fight everything.
And it's just like weird aliens and stuff like that. They could even bring Tessa Thompson and Thor along.
Hobbs and Shaw, something's wrong in Downton Abbey. We need you to head over there.
Why not? Let's do it all.
Punch a butler in the face, Hobbs.
We'll bring it back. Bridget Jones. Hobbs and Shaw. Bridget Jones isn't happy.
She's at the edge of reason. You need to help her out.
That's right. And give her a baby.
Did you see she's going to be playing Judy Garland?
Really?
Yeah.
Can she sing?
Well, she's going to.
Okay.
Because...
Wow.
Yeah. That's happening.
That's crazy.
She's called Judy, I think.
Oh, wow.
Maybe she struggled with drugs, because apparently...
Well, I think there was I'm going to say... I forget, like, there was something I remember for a while they talked about, but I forget what it was. I don't know if it was drugs, necessarily.
Every singer struggles with drugs.
Yeah, apparently.
You know who doesn't?
Who?
Dane Cook. Just learned that today. I was listening to an interview with him.
Yeah?
Yeah, interesting guy. Just true story.
Okay.
I thought it was the weirdest thing, because how many comedians have you heard of never drank or taken any drugs?
Not many.
I can't think of one.
Is he that, like, he's not into...
Never once. Like, he said he's never once. 46 years old, and he never has.
Really?
And I didn't even know he was on the comedy circuit since 1990.
Yeah, he's been on a while. I remember seeing, like, old, like, how back when, like, Comedy Central used to just show, like Comedy Soup or something like that, where it's just, like, clips from, like, clubs and stuff like that. I remember seeing him on, like, stuff like that, too. So he's been around a while. And then just, like, I don't know, one day it just seemed like he just blew up, like, huge.
Yeah, it was like, he was saying 2005.
Yeah.
And he knew it wasn't sustainable.
Yeah. But
he had all sorts of problems.
Well.
His parents both died in the same year.
I do remember that. That was very sad.
Brother stole all his money.
His what?
His brother stole all his money. Like, almost all of it.
Wow, okay.
There was apparently a thing where they found $800,000 buried in a wall in the brother's house. He's in prison now.
Okay. Did he get his money back?
Some,
okay.
But not all of it.
Okay.
So, yeah. But he had an interesting way of recovering it, which we'll talk about another time.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He disappeared for a while. I was like, I hope he's doing okay.
He took 5 years to hone his new actor, 6 years.
Okay. Because I remember he had gone on, like, right after I think his father had died, or his mother had died. I forget which.
And they died within 9 months of each other.
Yeah. And it was like he was not doing well. You could just see it. But I don't know why they let him go on as, like, a special. They should have said, maybe you should wait a little while and grieve or whatever. It was tough. I was like that. I felt bad for him. And then everybody was, like, just hating on him for, like, the longest time. He was, like, the butt of, like, 1,000 jokes.
Yeah, it was weird. But I think it was because he was so big.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a time that another comedian's been that big.
Oh.
Recently?
Not recently. Yeah. Yeah, recently it's like it's rare for like somebody to get that huge.
Closest I can think would have been 80s, 70s, which would have been like Pryor and Eddie Murphy.
I was just say Eddie Murphy more recently. But I'm trying to think of anybody like closer.
Even Eddie Murphy became a joke in the 90s. He had that situation, they found him in the car with the, and then
Pluto Nash.
Then he had Pluto Nash, and then he had 1,000 Words. That was all he had to say before he died, and that was the last movie he went out on. Eddie Murphy, seriously?
I thought he did Tower Heist or something like that.
Was that after? I thought 1,000 Words was after.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not sure.
How does he not come back?
I don't know.
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
That's
all for you.
Yeah.
Judge Reinhold's not busy.
Definitely not. And I guarantee you, just like, hey, like, it's going to be something like he has to be the chief now or something like that, and he can't, like, take it.
No, I want him out on the streets, being Eddie Murphy. Axel Foley should be chasing...
Like, he's too old for this?
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
I literally just want Axel Foley to pick up like nothing happened.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
He works in Detroit, and then he has to go out to Beverly Hills to help Judge Reinhold.
Or you could make it like Judge Reinhold is murdered, and he has to go solve
That's what happened in Beverly Hills Cop 2. You can't be doing that.
I thought. Wait, no, but Judge Reinhold was alive in the last.
No, but his.
Yeah, that was the original. I mean, that was
the boss that he met and was friends with.
Right.
In 2.
Right.
Or in 1, dies in 2.
Right.
And then his boss dies in 3, and he has to go to Beverly Hills to chase down the bad guy.
Right.
No more people dying. Like, it's got to be something else.
Okay.
Maybe tangentially, Judge Reinhold gets framed for something.
Gets framed. I was going to say gets framed or is, like, missing, and he has to find him.
Yeah.
Like, he was investigating something and he went missing.
All right, Beverly Hills Cop 4, let's write the script.
I know, let's
do it.
I'm ready to write the script and, like, call up Eddie Murphy. Eddie, you don't know me. We got the script.
He prefers to be called Axel.
Okay. Axel, buddy. We got that script ready finally.
It's going to involve at least one.
I know they had talked about like him, like doing it.
You know what's weird is I think was it 2 that Paul Reiser stopped showing up in. You might not remember, but Paul Reiser was in 1 and 2.
I do remember that.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
He just disappears.
He was just mad about you.
Axel, you want a coffee break? This is like my favorite line in 3. He continues it, but I can't say the rest.
Yeah. Or do...
Oh, what if Balky dies?
Oh, that's true.
Or Balky's kidnapped.
That could work.
Because he's got to be there for comedic relief.
Or we could complete...
Serge.
We could do, we could bring, what's his name? We'll do, like, another 48 hours.
Oh, Nick Nolte?
Nick Nolte just shows up. He's like, let's make him like that could be, we won't call it another 48 hours, but he's in it as like the guy who was investigating with Judge Reinhold that went missing, or whoever went missing. He's the other cop on that case, and he's like, Axel, you're not going to get on my case. Like, this is my last case before my retirement.
There's no way they're letting him into a police station. It should be called Beverly Hills Cop 48 Hours Later.
Oh my. That would be the best.
That's it.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
They both look like they do now, but it takes place after Beverly Hills Cop 1 by 48 hours.
Oh my god. And nobody says anything about it. It's like, when they shoot Beverly Hills Cop, we'll just do it as a period piece.
1984 or something?
It's 85. It's 1985. You know what? Even better. They can use that stuff they use in the Avengers. Just young up the faces. Just Michael Douglas that stuff and just like young up them faces.
What if it's Beverly Hills Cop Gemini Man 48 hours later?
Wow.
Yeah.
Gemini Man.
Yeah, have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
Where Will Smith has to play two Will Smiths?
Yes, young
Will
Will
he has
Smith.
a son that looks kind of like him.
Yes.
Just saying.
I don't know if they could, but his son is he as tall as he is?
It doesn't need to be. He's a clone and he's younger.
That's true. They could just do that.
Like, what?
But then they'd have to pay for Jaden, and they're just like,
is he worth that much more than Will?
I guess they're like, we could just pay Will Smith once and get 2 performances out of him. That's their thinking. They're just like, we got digital Will Smith and regular Will Smith.
You know, I read who the stand-in was for digital Will Smith in that. Do you know who it was?
Who was it?
The dog from I Am Legend. They had such a bond.
I'm you.
They had all that time to bond in the bathtub scenes.
Oh, okay. So, I don't even know where we got off on this.
I believe we were about to start talking about another phenomenal film that opened.
Is that
It's world renowned. Some might say it was an international box office success. Just kidding, because it definitely wasn't.
Yes. Men in Black.
Ugh.
Was not good.
It was perfectly mediocre.
Yeah. I heard there was a lot of problems with the script behind closed doors, a lot of problems between the producer and the director. Heard that the final cut, the director made his cut, and the producer made his cut of the movie, and then they screened both of them, but apparently they only really went with the producer's cut. Heard that Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth both brought in dialogue helpers, I guess they're called. Basically writers to come in and help with their scripts and stuff and write up the dialogue a little bit better. Because, yeah. So there's a lot of problems on this movie. Doesn't surprise me that it may not have been the best.
Hey, you know what the best part about... I'm gonna come up with a discrepancy here for you. This is my problem, I think, with Men in Black International. Mm-hmm. What's the best part about Men in Black? The way Will Smith acts. How does he act? As Agent J. He's cocky, right?
He's cocky.
But he's also wrong half the time.
Yeah.
Guess who's not wrong half the time? New
Chris
Will
Hemsworth?
Smith. New Will Smith.
Chris Hemsworth?
No. He's not New Will Smith.
Oh, that's right, because he's... Yeah, okay.
Tessa Thompson is New Will Smith. She's
gotcha.
recruited.
She's the new one.
She's too good to be there. She's super smart, and she just belongs there, and she's going to solve everything.
Right.
She is right 150,000% of the time. She does not make a single mistake in the entire movie.
So wait, does Chris Hemsworth?
He gets wasted.
Oh, okay. So his thing is he's always drinking?
He parties.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
And he was... As a matter of fact, he's super cocky because he saved the world that one time single-handedly.
Okay.
That's it. That's the reason for his arc. And then he's a jerk, but there's no reason for it?
Oh, it's not like he had to give up the woman he loved or anything like that?
No. I mean, that's a thing, but that's not why he's a jerk. Because apparently he gave up the woman he loved long before then.
Okay.
Literally everybody says to him, you're acting like a big jerk now. And there's no reason. There's never a reason, as a matter of fact. Mm. That actually bothered me. There's a lot of plot holes. They're probably in the director's cut.
Yeah.
Or, they weren't. Maybe the writing coach put those there.
Who knows?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. But it pretty much has everything you expect in a Men in Black movie. Pretty much everything you expect in a Men in Black movie.
No.
No? They don't say press a red button?
It doesn't have the... What made Men in Black 1 good was that a lot of it was practical.
Right.
And some of it was CG. It doesn't have any of that.
It's all CG.
There's a point, I think, in that... I think that shootout they have, those guns might all be CG.
Really?
None of them look real.
That's so fun.
They're just like flying motorcycles. You know, they're not even trying to keep it a secret. That's another thing. Men in Black, everything's like sly, slick.
Right.
You know, they keep it secret. They
pretend
neuralizing everybody.
Right. They pretend to be like, CIA agents, FBI agents, that kind of thing.
There's none of that here. Like, there's one character has her own island, and she's a clear alien, and her bodyguard is the most obvious alien ever. He doesn't even look human. He's got fur.
Okay.
And he's just hanging out on this island with her, just off the coast of Italy.
Oh, and like, are there other people on the island?
No, but they're walking. Like, there's, like, you can see the shore of the other place.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. So, no pun intended. I think if somebody had a telescope, he'd say, "Hey, look at that alien. That's weird."
Wow.
Yeah, and then there's other times where there's actual slickness going. No.
So it sounds like there's a lot of problems.
And it's not the cast, because those two are great. They have great chemistry. That's not Liam Neeson.
No.
But he's just phoning it in.
Well, of course. I mean, it's...
You know who else is in it?
Who?
You Got Red on You.
That kid?
The guy from The Ritual.
Yeah.
He's in it.
It's interesting.
He plays another agent.
What's the name of his agent?
I don't know. L. Who knows?
Okay. Well, no, I thought L was the lady from the first one.
But see, that's why I don't know.
Or actually,
M?
the second.
R?
No? I don't know.
He might be Q. He might actually be Q.
Okay.
Because he's also the tech guy, I think.
Okay.
But they use space tech, so why is he inventing stuff?
Yeah, that's weird.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
Yeah. Sony was like, we need to make this series work, and we failed.
You know what looked like the first one?
What?
The font at the beginning. They used the font.
Oh,
I was pretty happy when I saw the movie start up and they had like the wavy white lines.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like the Addams Family font.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
And I watched the rest of the movie.
Alright.
First thing, the reason she even finds out about it. Can we talk about this, right? Aliens land somewhere, right? This is the beginning of the movie. This is why she ends up looking for the Men in Black.
Right. She sees like her parents get neuralized or something like that.
Right. Agents walk up to her. We had an incident. Do you know where the alien went? No, I don't know. They don't bother to look.
Right.
First off.
Right.
Would the Men in Black ever not look for it?
Yeah.
No, they would absolutely look for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, is anybody else home? My daughter, she's upstairs sleeping. They don't bother to go look. They just neuralize the parents, get in the car, and drive off. That's the Men in Black.
That doesn't make sense.
And then, can I spoil this movie for you, Tim?
Spoil away. Spoiler alert.
The alien is in her room.
Mm-hmm.
It says something to her that she remembers.
Okay.
The big furry bodyguard at the end, when it's going to kill them because it's working for a bad guy, is that alien.
Okay.
And she says the same thing back to him, and he rescues her.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep, and he's this big monster.
No.
He looks like Batista, but with fur.
Maybe it is Batista.
It might be Batista with fur. I actually can't tell anymore. I actually think Batista looks more human as Drax.
It's actually funny he does go. Like, I'm more used to, like, who's that guy? Oh, that's Batista.
I saw he's got 2 new movies coming out where essentially he plays a bumbling idiot.
Well, and a secret agent, apparently.
The secret agent is a bumbling idiot.
Yep.
What's it, My Spy, is it?
I think it's My Spy and then
Stuber,
which looks fun. I mean, he looks. I love him. He's a super funny guy.
I'd be okay with him shaving his head.
Yeah.
He looks weird with the hair.
Yeah, but maybe he just didn't feel like doing it. It's like, I don't feel like shaving my head anymore.
You know who does?
Who?
Somebody else we've talked about today, but I can't go any further.
Okay.
So,
what do you think? Men in Black? Recommended? Not recommended?
You know what? Maybe watch it on Netflix later. Or
okay.
wherever it's going to be on the... who makes that? Sony? Sony streaming service that they're going to introduce in 2020. It's just going to let you watch Spider-Man. I don't know if that's real, but I'm just assuming that's going to happen.
Ugh.
It's all they'll let you watch is Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 starring Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
But only the scenes where he cries. $14.99 a month, coming soon.
Ugh.
With ads. And all they're going to advertise is the Spider-Man movies you want to watch.
Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse 3.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, they're never going to stop making those.
Not now.
Yeah. That is a huge success.
The new movie looks like it has a Spider-Verse going Far From Home?
Yeah, I'm betting that's not the case. I'm betting like that's like a
trick?
A trick or something. Because, I mean, Mysterio.
How mad would you be if the multiverse was there and they bring back Iron Man?
I would be very mad if that was the case. Even Iron Man from another dimension. It would be weird if like Miles showed up or Spider-Man could show up.
That would be in like the real world Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he actually looks like a real like pig with a
What
Spider-Man
if Tobey
gun.
showed up?
I would love it. I actually saw.
And then they just worked together.
I saw a supercut they did on Nerdist where they cut all the Spider-Man together. All Amazing Spider-Man, Garfield, and Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Forgot about that.
Yep. All of them. Put them all in there.
I forgot about Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Well, so did everybody.
You know what their biggest mistake was?
Not making Spider-Man 4?
Putting Emma Stone in as blonde.
That
should have been MJ.
Well, they were going with Gwen Stacy.
But then they shouldn't have cast Emma Stone.
Well, they knew they were going to kill her.
Well, then why did they cast Emma Stone?
They're like, we don't like her. We're going to kill her later. Second movie.
I
I was surprised when they did it, and I was just like, man, this is still not a good movie.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I liked about Amazing Spider-Man more than the original trilogy, I'm going to say this for the first two, actually. I'm going to say Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Okay.
Is that Spider-Man talked like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He did the quip thing.
He did a lot of quips.
Which I don't think he did in 1, 2, or 3. Not really.
No, I mean, a little bit. I mean, he did do stuff. It was like, hey, Gobby, blah, 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 we're talking, yeah, blah, blah.
But not like it wasn't amazing. I feel like they had a better writer for Spider-Man's dialogue. Like, the dialogue was good.
Yeah.
And now in the new ones, he's awesome.
Yeah, he does a good job.
So, we could have just skipped that run.
Yeah.
To get to see Sally Fields as Aunt May.
Yeah. And then they were like, we're going to make Aunt May even younger.
Who's the bad guy in the first one? Lizard was good. And Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary did a great job. I actually liked when they said he was Captain Stacy. I was like, oh, that's great. But then I was like, oh, that sucks because he's not going to be it. He's not going to last. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things wrong with those Amazing Spider-Man movies, but for one thing, they didn't really give him the costume. They should have gave him like the better. I mean, now the costume looks amazing, literally. But
the costume now looks almost CG.
Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of points it is CG, but there is points where
Spider-Man 1, I thought that was the perfect costume. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
it looked perfect.
Yeah, no, it looked good.
No, it looked perfect.
It looked good.
You don't agree?
No, I think the new one's good.
It's too bright.
That's what he's supposed to be, man. He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
He's a friendly, but it's too bright red. I feel like...
Well, now he's got like 10 different costumes.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something just off about it for me.
I don't know.
It's Amazing Spider-Man, I think the other thing, I forgot the other redeeming thing. That first-person city thing, where he runs off the building, you get to see it all first-person. That was really cool.
That was nice, because I was like, you know what? They didn't really do that in the other ones. It was kind of like you see him swing through the city, but it's not like you see it from his perspective kind of thing. I thought that was actually pretty well done.
Yeah.
So I give it up for them. They did some stuff that I was like, all right, it's not
and
too
you
bad.
had the best name for a director to make a Spider-Man movie is Mark Webb.
It's true.
I mean...
Now, who did X-Men First Class? Was it?
First Class was Matthew Vaughn.
Matthew Vaughn. Okay.
Yeah, Kingsman, man.
Yeah.
He did First Class, but I don't think he came back for Days of Future Past.
No. That was Bryan Singer.
Yeah, he wanted to make another movie.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, you have to make a choice. And he said, well, I'm going to go with the place that I can make the movie I want to without interference.
Yeah.
And he did, and it didn't do very well.
Which movie was that?
Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah. I mean, it did. It was okay.
It just didn't do very well.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good.
It was
a good movie. It
Yeah.
just didn't do very well. Like it wasn't ever going to make the money that an X-Men movie will. Well,
Oh,
I
no.
mean, aside from Dark Phoenix, apparently, which flopped.
Huge bad.
But it was never destined to.
Yeah.
Actually, there's been a lot of flops recently.
Yeah.
The new Shaft made $3 million in his opening weekend. 3. It's Trace.
I don't know, is that good or bad?
That's not good. Shaft?
I don't know.
Sam Jackson?
But you know what? I didn't even realize it was coming out. They
Yes.
didn't advertise it.
I think it's been out for like 2 weeks.
I know. I remember seeing a poster for it, but I was like, oh, there's another Shaft movie. Like I don't know. I don't remember seeing a lot of advertisement for it.
It's a shame because it's probably good.
I'm sure it's good.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Shaft.
Did you see it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Saw Men in Black International. I should have seen Shaft.
So as we're wrapping up here, there's another new show that we wanted to talk about. Briefly, they just dropped a new trailer. It's called The Boys. It's going to be an Amazon Prime show.
It is.
Based on an amazing comic that we love.
Yes. Don't read it with kids.
Do not read it with kids. It is definitely mature. The series also looks very mature. Garth Ennis, who wrote probably some of the best Punisher Max.
Yeah. Well, not even. Welcome Back Frank as well.
Welcome Back Frank.
Like that whole run.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
Preacher,
of course. And I think it's kind of his time to do stuff. It seems like we're getting a weird British invasion again, like they did in the 80s and early 90s, where it's like, oh hey, Neil Gaiman, American Gods, Good Omens, whatever else.
Well, it's almost like they're willing to take risks beyond what they normally would, because now there's so many places to do it. And the weird one to me, the one that doesn't make sense, is Preacher.
Really?
Yeah, because Preacher's great.
It is.
And it works out really well on AMC.
Mm-hmm.
But I never would have thought that could ever work out really well on AMC. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, I never would have thought it. Even Breaking Bad, while it does have some stuff in it,
right,
it's never to the level of Preacher.
Oh, not even close.
I would have thought HBO maybe.
Yeah.
Or, Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Showtime would have given them the budget
Yeah.
to make that show. And I guess AMC does.
Yeah. Which I don't understand how that works. But also, going with what you were saying on HBO, the Watchmen's coming to HBO. So that's another thing from Alan Moore.
Yeah, but the Watchmen has the name.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it doesn't, Preacher, comic book geeks know it.
Yeah.
And beyond, some.
Yeah.
But not like Watchmen. Watchmen was a huge national movie. It's the reason Zack Snyder was allowed to make superhero films for a while.
Yes.
Right? Love it or hate it,
Mm.
the movie worked well for what it was.
Yeah.
It was stylish, sleek. It set the standard for a lot of what still goes on in the DCU.
Yes.
The Wonder Woman fight scenes. I mean, Zack Snyder brought you the slow motion to sped up punch.
Yes.
Right? In everything.
In everything.
Nobody did that before him that I can think of.
Actually, a movie I saw years ago was called Brotherhood of the Wolf. They were the first...
Le Pacte de Loup?
Yes. They were the first ones to actually do that, where it was like slow motion to kind of like the fast like kicks and punches and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it was like the first one I remember seeing doing that. They might have done it in certain Asian cinema, but that was like one of the first ones I remember seeing doing it.
So he brought it over.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead. I mean,
yeah.
Zack Snyder.
300.
But he mainstreamed Watchmen for us.
Right.
So and Watchmen, probably the most mainstream of comics at the time.
Yeah.
It was. You walked into a bookstore and you looked at the Watchmen, and do you know what it always said?
New York Times bestselling.
Right, the number one or top 100 New York Times bestseller.
Yes.
Always says it on the Watchmen.
Critically acclaimed.
I don't think I've ever seen a print of it without it.
Yes.
So, I think that is not a risk compared to Preacher. Preacher is a massive risk to bring in and start it fresh from
and they tried
a plot standpoint.
Yeah.
Because you have a guy who's trying to find God.
Yes.
In physical form.
Yes.
And there's all sorts of craziness.
Yeah.
And then The Boys is another huge risk.
Is a huge risk.
And then I think the Neil Gaiman stuff is definitely American Gods, but I think American Gods less so a risk.
Yeah.
Because you're putting it on. Is it Showtime? It's Showtime, right?
I can't remember now.
I think it's on Showtime.
I think it is.
And then maybe Stars. Showtime or Stars?
I think Stars. You know what? I think it is Stars.
And then you have Good Omens, which is Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But basic cable, Preacher,
yeah.
I think set a standard. Because I don't think anybody else was able to do that.
Right.
Aside from, and if they didn't have those producers attached, I don't think it ever would have happened.
Because it had been tried to go years ago. Kevin Smith had tried to do Preacher around, I want to say, the time of the first Crow movie. So when he was probably big in like the 90s, so probably off of like when he was doing like Dogma and Chasing Amy and stuff.
It would have been a nightmare.
It would have been. They would have been cut so many things out of that. It would have never been what it is now.
Can you imagine that making it into theaters the way it is now on TV?
No.
On TV.
No. I don't think it would have.
AMC.
I don't think they could have done it.
These guys used to censor PG-13 rated movies and edit them for time on AMC.
Right.
And that was when a long time ago, AMC ran those movies without commercials. What a turnaround for one network to have. What was it? Breaking Bad did it, right?
Yeah, well, Breaking Bad, Mad Men,
The Walking Dead.
Mad Men, it was huge for them.
But the Mad Men, at least the first season or so, is not inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's just a good show.
Yeah.
It wasn't pushing boundaries. I think Breaking Bad pushed some boundaries. I think Walking Dead pushes the gore boundary.
Yeah.
Because that is extremely bloody.
Yes.
But I think Preacher pushes everything. There's not a single thing that they don't do on that show. The first show...
Yeah, the pilot.
What Cassidy does on that airplane is... Everything is wrong.
Yeah.
There's not a single thing.
And not even like something that was in the books, I don't even think.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't remember that happening, but okay, let it go.
But that umbrella, he dives over an airplane with an umbrella.
Just like Mary Poppins, y'all.
But for a good reason.
No, absolutely. But I think we're going to wrap up here. As always, Bob showed me some great pictures. As always, we'll come back next week. We'll be talking about some other stuff we'll be seeing and stuff. And we're getting some more steam behind our little project we're working on. I might start posting a few things to Instagram once they're more completed.
You can see my first art that I've done in a while on mine.
Yes, absolutely. Check out Bob's Instagram. You can find me at Tim Martinek on the Instagrams.
You can find me at Bob J. Martin, Marton, or on my Twitter at Martin, Marton _Bob. So they call that a line, in case you're wondering.
Yes, underscore. And of course, always you can find us #PrecariousPixels. You can find us on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube. If you want to, leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. Keep designing, keep doing stuff, and we're going to see you guys next week. So, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Do a little redesigning with us. You can find Bob at Martin, MARTON _BOB on Twitter. And you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.